Today we're taking a look at these MLB matches, which are happening on Saturday, June 25, 2022, and giving you match breakdowns, betting tips and predictions in general on these games. Welcome back to High Stakes, let's get straight into it. Also, don't forget to subscribe to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos, and if you would like more betting tips and predictions, then check out our Patreon in the link down below. Our new Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. Multiple plans are available for each and every one of you. You can get 30 extra betting picks all the way up to 360 extra betting picks per month. Stop wasting hours of your time searching for bad betting picks that ends up costing you a lot of money. Join the High Stakes Patreon now and get the best betting picks. Going back to our video, we will give you 2 betting picks for each game, a team pick and a total pick based on facts and detailed explanation. So make sure to watch our videos till the end so you don't miss any of our picks. Texas Rangers vs Washington Nationals. Our team pick is Washington Nationals for the win. The Nationals had their 2-game winning streak snapped by the Orioles in their last game. They will try to bounce back from the loss with a win over the Rangers, which will give them their 3rd win in their last 4 games. Washington is averaging 4.06 runs per game. Their .252 batting average is 8th in the league. Their .318 on base percentage is 13th, while their .378 slugging percentage is 24th. Josh Bell leads Washington with a .295 batting average and 44 RBI, while Juan Soto leads the team with 14 home runs. The Rangers are playing well at the moment and come into this game on a 2-game winning streak. They will try to keep the momentum going with a win over the Nationals, which will give them their 3rd win in a row and 5th win in their last 7 games. Texas is averaging 4.38 runs per game. Their .236 batting average is 22nd in the league. Their .295 on base percentage is 26th, while their .391 slugging percentage is 18th. Nathaniel Lowe leads the Rangers with a .274 batting average. Corey Seager leads the team with 15 home runs, while Adolis Garcia leads the team with 45 RBI. The Rangers are playing well at the moment, but they have lost 6 of their last 10 home games. Even though they are playing well offensively, they will struggle in this game because they don't hit the ball as well against right-handers, and Gray has been dominant in recent starts, giving up 3 runs in his last 4 starts and won't have trouble keeping their offense in check. The Nationals won 2 of their last 3 games, and they played well offensively during the stretch, scoring 12 runs. Texas's pitching isn't very good, and they struggled in recent games, giving up 23 runs in their last 4 games, and will have a hard time slowing down the Nationals, so go with Washington to get the win. Our total pick is under 8.5 runs. And here is why. Josiah Gray is expected to get the start for Washington. He went 6 innings and gave up 1 hit, 3 walks, 0 earned runs, and struck out 4 in a no decision in his last start against the Philadelphia Phillies. He has a record of 6-4 with a 3.95 ERA, 1.26 WHIP, and a 73/32 KBB ratio in 13 starts this season. Opposing batters are hitting .215 against Gray this season. The offense has not been a major problem for Washington this season. They are top 10 in hits and batting average. They are in the middle of the league in runs, RBIs, and OBP. Home runs are a major problem for the Nationals, as they are bottom 5 in the league in home runs. Juan Soto leads the team in home runs. Washington has had a lack of power this season, as they are bottom 5 in the league in home runs. They will have a difficult time accumulating hits on Dane Dunning on the road. Dunning has allowed 3 hits or less in each of the last 3 home starts. In 7 home starts, he has a 3.02 ERA, 0.98 WHIP, and opposing batters are hitting .195 against Dunning. He has allowed 2 earned runs or less in 6 out of 7 home starts this year. Texas has been poor on offense this season. They are bottom 10 or hovering around the bottom 10 in the league in hits, RBIs, batting average, OBP, and OPS. This will be a lower scoring game, and the under will hit. Miami Marlins vs New York Mets. Our team pick is New York Mets for the win. And here is why. With a win on Friday, the Mets improved to 4-1 against the Marlins this season, now 5 games ahead of the Atlanta Braves. The victory snapped a brief 2-game losing streak. The Mets are 2nd in MLB with a .261 team batting average, 3rd averaging 5 runs per game, and 22nd averaging 0.94 home runs per ballgame. The pitching staff is 15th with a 3.89 ERA, but deserves a lot of credit for battling through injuries to Jacob deGrom and Max Scherzer. The Marlins are 4th in the NL East, 12.5 games behind the Mets in the NL East. Despite the losing record, Miami has a +16 run differential for the season and an 18-15 record in home games. Miami was favored in Friday's loss with their ace Sandy Alcantara on the mound, who allowed 4 runs in 7 innings. The 5-3 defeat snapped a 3-game winning streak for Miami and was the second loss they have taken out of Alcantara's lost 9 starts. Miami is 13th, averaging just over 4.6 runs per game, 14th with a .245 batting average, and 13th with 1.1 home runs per game. The pitching staff is 14th with a 3.89 ERA, almost identical to New York's. When in doubts, backing the Mets has been a good decision this season. According to Covers.com, the Mets have been the second best team overall for sports bettors to back this season, according to Money Profits, and the 5th best team to back in road games. Miami is 23rd overall in money line profits this season and has lost 9 of Trevor Rogers' 13 starts this season. I will take New York here. Our total pick is over 8. And here is why. 2022 has been a bit disappointing for Miami so far. With what looked to be one of the most electric starting rotations in baseball coming into the year, there was some chatter about this team competing for a playoff berth. Things have not panned out to this point. Their vaunted pitching staff is underwhelmed, allowing close to 4.4 runs per game, which ranks just 18th overall. Trevor Rogers has been among the biggest busts, entering at 3-6 with an inflated 5.83 ERA. He struggled against the Mets in his last start, conceding 4 runs, 3 earned, in 5 innings of work. He has pitched past the 5th innings just twice in 13 tries this year. The Mets have overcome injuries to their star-studded rotation, thanks in large part to consistent contributions from one of the deepest lineups in baseball. New York enters Saturday's action ranked 3rd in runs scored at 5.05. They are batting a collective .260, which ranks 2nd, and they own an impressive .732 team ops, which ranks 7th. Pete Alonso is putting together a massive season, leading the team with 20 home runs and 66 RBIs to this point, but with other big names including Starling Marte, Francisco Lindor, and Mark Canha, there aren't many holes in this lineup. If you looked at this pitching matchup in April, you would say it was a battle between 2 of the game's elite arms. However, neither has lived up to the billing in 2022, with both own ERAs north of 4 and Rogers in particular struggling with his location. Look for a potent Mets offense that ranks 3rd in runs scored to exploit the young struggling southpaw, adding to his season-long misery. Bassett has looked better of late but has been susceptible to the long ball all season, leaving open the possibility for some Marlin runs here. Both teams have played higher scoring games of late, with the over 3-1 in Miami's last 4 and 3-1-1 in New York's last 5. Milwaukee Brewers vs Toronto Blue Jays. Our team pick, Milwaukee Brewers for the win. And here is why. The Blue Jays will give Yusei Kikuchi the nod for the 14th time of the season. Kikuchi had trouble once again last time out, giving up 3 runs including 2 homers in 4 innings against the Yankees, and was able to escape with a no decision in game the Jays rallied to win. The veteran left-hander has amassed an atrocious 9.45 ERA this month, and his season ERA has plummeted to 4.94 to go with a 1.52 whip and a 2-3 record in 54.2 innings. Kikuchi has pitched in the AL his entire career and has yet to pitch against the Brewers as a result. The Blue Jays resume a 6-game road trek. They avoided a sweep with a win against the White Sox on Wednesday. The squad is having no issues scoring runs, however the pitching has been an issue and is a big reason they are 2-5 in their last 7 bouts entering Friday. The Brewers will have Corbin Burnes make his 15th start of the season on Saturday. Burnes was brilliant in his previous start, breezing through 7 shutout innings against a good Cardinals lineup to guide his team to a 2-0 victory. The talented right-handed ace has conceded 2 or fewer runs in 3 consecutive outings and is sporting a dazzling 2.31 ERA and a 1.02 whip, complemented by a 5-4 record in 85.2 innings of action. This marks his first meeting against the Blue Jays. The Brew Crew were able to win 2 of 4 meetings against the rival Cardinals this week. They have been much better after a rough start to the month, although the offense remains inconsistent. They are 2-8 in their last 10 home games. The Blue Jays are at a disadvantage when Kikuchi has been on the mound this month. The veteran has allowed 3 or more runs in 4 consecutive outings and did not reach the 5th inning in any of these performances. He has surrendered a whopping 7 homers in that span. Furthermore, Brewers starter Corbin Burnes is fresh off 7 shutout innings against the Cardinals. The ace has limited his opponent to 2 or fewer runs in 5 out of his last 6 starts. The Blue Jays bullpen has been an issue as well, and they have dropped 5 out of their last 8 games. Our total pick. Corbin Burnes has been lights out all year for the Brewers and is one of the premier arms in the National League. Considering how bad Kikuchi has been over the last month, you can expect most of the runs coming from Milwaukee in this game. They have the 4th most home runs in the majors and have a tendency to beat up on soft-throwing lefties like Kikuchi. The Blue Jays are a formidable lineup, so there is definitely the possibility they get a hold of a few on Burnes to drive the projected number where we wanted. The total number has gone over in 7 of 9 matchups between these clubs. This looks like a 7-3 or 6-4 type of contest, keeping the number over. Kansas City Royals vs Oakland Athletics. Our team pick is Kansas City Royals for the win. And here is why. Oakland dropped their third straight and their eighth in the last 10 games as they were beaten in heartbreaking fashion by the Mariners in the finale of that set Thursday afternoon. The A's entered Friday in the basement of the AL West race, 21 games behind the Astros for the top spot in the division race. On Thursday, Oakland scored in the first inning and carried that lead to the ninth before falling apart. Sheldon Neuse, run, had 2 of the A's 5 hits in the contest. Frankie Montas took a bitter no decision as he threw 8 scoreless innings, allowing 2 hits with 2 walks and 8 strikeouts before departing. Zach Jackson, 1-2, took the loss relief as he allowed 2 runs on no hits with 2 walks and a strikeout in 2/3 of an inning. A.J. Puck tossed a pair of wild pitches on back-to-back offerings to plate the tying and winning runs. Kansas City fell for just the second time in 7 games as they were unable to generate any offense in the finale of their set with the Angels on the road Wednesday night. The Royals entered Friday night in the cellar of the AL Central, 12.5 games behind the Guardians and Twins for the top spot. Against Los Angeles, Kansas City finished with only 2 hits as Whit Merrifield and Andrew Benintendi each singled. The Royals were 0 for 3 with runners in scoring position, while fanning 14 times in the contest. Daniel Lynch, 3-7, took the loss on the mound as he allowed 1 run on 3 hits with 5 walks and 5 strikeouts over 4.2 innings of work. Jared Koenig is on the mound for the A's as he makes his 4th start of the year in this contest. He is 1-2 with a 6.59 ERA, a 1.756 whip, 8 walks and 6 strikeouts over 13.2 innings of work on the year. Koenig earned the win in his last start, which came Sunday at home against these same Royals. He threw 5.2 scoreless innings, allowing 2 hits with 4 walks and no strikeouts in a game the A's went on to win by a 4-0 count. Koenig makes his 2nd career start against the Royals in this contest. He has a 1-0 record with a 0.00 ERA, a 1.059 whip, 4 walks and no strikeouts over 5.2 innings against them. Koenig, in his 4th career major league start, pitches at Kauffman Stadium for the first time in this contest. Brad Keller is on the mound as he makes his 14th start of the season for the Royals in this contest. He comes in 2-8 with a 4.30 ERA, a 1.274 whip, 24 walks and 47 strikeouts over 75.1 innings of work this season. Keller earned the win in his last start, which came last Saturday on the road against the A's. He threw 7 innings, allowing no runs on 1 hit with 3 walks and 6 strikeouts in a game the Royals won by a 2-0 count. In his last 3 starts, Keller is 1-2 with a 4.91 ERA, a 1.432 whip, 6 walks and 14 strikeouts over 14.2 innings of work. Keller makes his 4th career start against the A's in this contest. He comes in 1-1 with a 4.61 ERA, a 1.39 whip, 10 walks and 11 strikeouts over 13.2 innings of work. Keller is 16-17 with a 3.65 ERA, a 1.188 whip, 89 walks and 201 strikeouts over 266 innings in 54 career appearances, 44 starts, at Kauffman Stadium. Each of these guys picked up a win over the weekend last week when these teams met in Oakland. In the grand scheme of things, that might not mean all that much. The A's continue to find new ways to lose and fail to generate much of anything in the way of an offensive attack. Their biggest explosion may have been Sean Brown going off after taking a called 3rd strike to end the game Thursday when he was ejected. Kansas City has had its struggles and won't have Salvador Perez as he is undergoing thumb surgery. With that said, the Royals should generate enough offense to get by an Oakland team starved when putting runs on the board. Our total pick is under 9.5 runs. And here is why. The A's offense is all-time bad, just awful. The Royals aren't much better, but they definitely have more talent up and down their lineup. Both of these starters had their way with the opposing teams when they faced them just last weekend as Koenig blanked the Royals and Keller blanked the A's. I look for more of the same here as these 2 pitchers will look like Pedro Martinez against these offenses. The under is 4-0 in the last 4 meetings between these 2 teams. Also, the under is 3-0-1 in the Athletics' last 4 games versus a team with a winning percentage below .400 and 7-1 in the Royals' last 8 games overall.